Back in 1947, bebop dominated American jazz. There was swing and bebop from New Orleans. The bird Charlie Parker was flying high in always and one. Suddenly, out of nowhere, two of the most unlikely jazz heroes hit the scene. This two-piece began making waves at the Elephant Club in Houston, Texas. The fans loved their new style of playing, which they called post-neo-electric blues, bebop, 6-beat, swing jazz.
The style was revolutionary. Out of nowhere came a sound almost reminiscent of Bach or Strauss. The incandescent use of the fifth harmonic during the live performance of My Baby Like Jupiter Beans really completed what I like to call the technical loop, which to me lifted their genius to a new plateau, which to many was nice.
They took this style to a new audience, appearing in the Madness Jazz Baby Club, where it's believed they first played. The owner of the club remembers this period well.
Well, I was a musician myself in 47. One Tuesday, I remember it was, I had a couple of crazy-looking fellas come play in the club. A two-piece in those days, man, with only a double bass. It was just unheard of, man. Wow, I tell you, they packed the place on 2 nights. The place was always jumping, especially when they moved to the bar. Man, I owe most of my livelihood to those two guys. That bar tab alone, shit.
They played across the USA, taking their unique sound to many. Some of their earliest work still survives. This section, entitled Mayo in My Cheese, was recorded at the Deaf to Late Club, Tennessee. Later, due to commercial pressures, a band was formed consisting of Jimmy Jojo Johnson, Jojo Boutin, the renowned pianist, and the legendary Cleveland Little Malone on electric guitar. The quartet started touring occasionally with some of the greats. An interview in 1985 with Jimmy Jojo recalls one such occasion.
I remember that period of my life was great. We even played with Charlie Parker at one point. But you know if I see those guys again. That monkey and that funny-looking fella in the metal suit, I tell you they owe me a large sum of money. And I'm gonna get it back.
This unpaid money was the Jamaican banana bill that Swing Chimp accumulated in 1952 and is still outstanding. The band continued with success, after this, I'll do it again, goddamn. Okay. This unpaid money was the Jamaican banana bill that Swing Chimp accumulated in 1952 and is still outstanding. The band continued with success after success, stretching into the early 1960s when things suddenly took a turn for the worse. Skeebot was the target of a racial abuse, which was to climax in a catastrophic gig in the small venue, the Possum Hollow, in Arkansas. Unemployment was rife in this small community due to the factory replacing the workforce with cheaper, more efficient robotic machinery. This close-knit human community turned nasty as soon as the young Skeebot took to the stage. Banana skins were hurled at the band and screams of, "Go back to the factory, Tin Man!" were heard. The band still played the gig and left quickly and quietly through a back door, but morale in the group was at an all-time low. The sheriff at the time agreed to talk about this incident.
They brought in these machines, see? There's been a lot of hatred in the town. Now I know you're making a documentary about these two musicians, but in my eyes, they were criminals, pure and simple. And I'm positive they had something to do with that unexplained crime wave of '63. Now their action in this town was unacceptable. There was a lot of machinism going on. But you know, it's that kind of community. Inbred. Anyway, these guys had hightailed it by the time we arrived. Good thing, too. You know, we still charged a few people that night. They got so excited we still don't know what really happened to that hog. Do we?
After this incident, the band found it harder to get playing gigs. The cracks were starting to show, and in the late 70s, after a disastrous gig in downtown Brown's Jazz Club, the bands decided to split.
That monkey was out of control. We had to split the band before he killed one of us. Every time we went on stage, I was frightened for my life. No one could control that chimp, apart from that dude in the tin suit, and he was just plain crazy. It's me.
After the band split, several solo albums followed, but none of these captured the true spirit of the group and made little impact. Swing Chimp's solo album, Gone Bananas, now widely regarded by critics as one of the worst things ever recorded, made little impact on its release. Likewise, Skeebot's album, If Only I Had a Heart, although an underground success, failed in the mainstream. It was then that Skeebot and Swing Chimp, blaming the residents of Arkansas for their failed albums, returned and burnt down the Possum Hollow in an act of revenge for the machinism of '64.
I believe those freaks had something to do with it, and one day I'll prove it. I will, you know, won't I?
Yep.
Since that day, the duo were on the run from the law, wanted in every state. It was around this time they received a package left in the usual spot, New York Central Station baggage claim. Cleveland Little Malone explains.
Well, after the band split and none of the money was coming in, I contacted the guys in the usual manner and figured, what the hell, let's get the band back together. I'm not black, you know.
The band reformed to do a one-off gig at Dick's Last Resort, San Diego. It was a big success and resulted in 6 more one-off gigs. Things were going well until Swing Chimp, now a recovering alcoholic, snapped on the first date of the '81 comeback tour during a live performance at the Kumwa Jazz Center, Santa Cruz.
Skeebot left, and nobody had seen him since.
No, and then sadly, of course, Swing Chimp left us. And with him, really, went the whole post-neo,
Electric,
blues,
bebop,
6-beat,
swing jazz.
You know, scene that all went with him. You know, I'm not black.
And so ended the electrifying time in jazz history that was to become commonly known as the Cubans and Castro movement of 47 to 81.
What? Don't fuck off. It's going, yeah. Band members take 1.
Post-neo, electric, blues, bebop, 6-beat, swing, jazz scene just went with him, which was a shame, really, because I felt it would have gone on for another 2, maybe 3 months. Yes. In the meantime, we have our own solo projects. For example, we're both working on Mama Jammer, which will, I believe, take the streets by storm and restore a lot of the work we originally did with the band.
We could actually do you a nice little sample at the moment if you wanted.
Yes, we could. If that's all right with you, of course.
They're giving us the nod. Mama Jammer!
Well, second, before we go, I would like to say that I'm not black. Thank you. If you will. About 2, 3.
Mama Jammer was his name. He played Skeebot to his fame. Oh, yes, he did.
And this guy called Swing Chimp. Oh, Swing Chimp. He was a little monkey, and he was a little bit funky. After all, he was a junkie.
To the drug that I call flunky.
Which is like jazz.
It goes, mama, mama, jamma, jamma, mama, mama, jamma, jamma, mama, mama, jamma, 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 mama, jamma, jamma, jamma.